Meantime, NFL owners meeting late today to discuss the upcoming season. Marc Ganis is an NFL insider, co-founder and president of sports marketing for Corp. Marc, good to see you again.
Good to see you, Scott.
Owners are on the call today with the commissioner. What was the outcome?
Well, most of the call, as you might imagine, had to do with the virus, the protocols, some financial issues related to it. But really, it was almost exclusively, most of the call was about health and safety of players, coaches, fans, everybody in the NFL ecosystem, how they're going to handle the stadiums, how they're going to handle, deal with media, with fans. It was a very productive call. It was as you might imagine, it wasn't really an owners meeting. It was an owners Zoom conference arrangement. And a lot of information was given to the owners. And everybody came off of that call today feeling very positive about the league opening, about the protocols, and about the safety that will be in place for everyone.
The league is saying tonight that training camps are expected to open on time. Perhaps that's a surprise to some, just given what we're seeing down in Texas and Florida and elsewhere, as Dr. Gottlieb and I were just speaking about. Interesting news as well regarding the first several rows of seats and how stadiums may be forced to deal with that, blocking off perhaps the first 6 to 8 rows and covering them with advertisements could help make up some of the lost revenue that you and I have talked about.
Yeah, it's primarily done for health and safety reasons. It's to have distances. If there are fans in the stands, it's also they don't want fans reaching over when the players come in and out of the tunnels and things like that. So the primary reason was for health and safety. The second was really optics, how it looks on television. They really, the NFL is very focused on how the game looks and sounds on TV. They wanted some consistency and standardization, and then there will be some opportunities there for to offset at least a little bit of the revenue that's being lost.
Let's talk about the lost revenue. How are the clubs looking through all this? How much revenue will they be able to make back?
Mm-hmm. Well, Scott, there's going to be a significant loss in revenue because you're going to be limited by at the stadium by what the governments allow in the buildings, and not just that, but also by the CDC guidelines. Dr. Gottlieb will be happy to hear this because what they're planning to do is to have it be limited. The current CDC guidelines are 10 people in a group, no more than that, 6 people feet apart. And the reality of that is that you're really only going to be able to fit maybe 25% of stadium capacity, even if the local government allows more. So there's going to be a significant loss in revenue associated with this to the league. But the NFL is like a great balance sheet, publicly traded company. They're in a great position to be able to withstand this because they've made so many good and conservative decisions in the past that when something like this happens, they can handle it.
Who's going to have the ultimate say, Marc, in terms of whether fans are allowed in stadiums? Is it going to be the local jurisdictions that make those rules based on what's happening in the state? Or is the commissioner going to make a blanket rule for the entire league just for the safety of the clubs?
The way it looks right now, and this is under the current circumstances and expectations, it's going to be a combination of what the local governments allow together with the CDC guidelines. So in some places, the local governments today would allow more than the CDC guidelines. In that case, the number will be lower. In other cases, it'll be the reverse, but it'll always be whatever the lowest number is to make things as safe as possible for everyone.